And how are you today? I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. I know your schedule must be busy, and I think we can learn a lot from your experience.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah. Before we dive into the questions, I love to start by hearing a little bit about you and VeritasLinks, maybe just a quick overview in a minute or so we can better understand your perspective.
So I'm a software engineer with 25 years of experience. I was a person who built the entire credit scoring system for Ukraine like 10 years ago. Then, like 2 years ago, I started thinking that we see AI, all that stuff, and something should be like new niches. And I just started to looking. I created a catalog of AI reviews for the companies. Some companies already been in my catalog, and they start asking, what actually AI thinking about us? This is when idea of VeritasLinks grew up. So yeah, this is like all Veritas is fit from the product market fit process. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Andrew. It looks like you've been building something very interesting and very important for the industry, especially now in the era of the AI revolution, right?
Yes.
Revolution, sorry. So a little bit of context about us. We are Tailored Talent. That's our company, and we connect tech talent with US and Canada companies. And right now, we are running a market research initiative to understand how AI is shaping engineering technology and business strategies. So we are speaking with leaders like you to share the insights with our 60,000 LinkedIn followers, many of whom are tech leaders, founders, and professionals whom I'm sure and confident will find your perspective valuable. That's the context about us. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the questions. And the first question is, what inspired you to build VeritasLinks, and what problems were most determined to solve?
So the first problem, what I see, like in my case, people stop using the Google, Bing, all that stuff to looking for some kind of products. I was a owner of several Shopify stores, and I decided from where my traffic comes from. So previously it was Google, it was Bing, it was some kind of search engine, and then like I saw something direct, how people start looking me in this era, and I realized that people start coming from the AI, from the ChatGPT in that case, from the Grok AI, and then I realized how AI actually see my store. So yeah, this is when I started looking I start my investigation. What's the opinion AI has about my stores, and why actually people like coming to me? Why I'm better than competitors?
Okay. Amazing. It makes a lot of sense. And how did your previous experience in e-commerce or data infrastructure influence your approach for this new project?
Whole my life I was working with data, with lots of data, big data, all that stuff. And what I saw, so like some platforms providing also GEO analysis, generative optimization analysis, but it was too shallow, and I start thinking, what kind of data can I get from the responses? Because most AI is just like stochastic. Like when you ask one question, you get one response. If you ask the same question in 5 minutes, you will get completely different response. So I started thinking, how can I get this mediana about like what actually AI thinking? So yeah, this is when algorithm grew up. So yeah, it's working right now.
Okay, I see.
So excuse me. The most problem I see right now, that the most instruments are too shallow, because AI is stochastic. It doesn't give you exactly what it's thinking. So my platform trying to solve this problem. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like your prior experience will give you an edge of understanding this problem.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, correct.
So how do you see brand visibility changing as discovery moves from traditional search engines to AI generated answers?
Currently, I would say it's hard to fake it. You know, like you can manipulate SEO data, you can manipulate links, all that stuff. But in the AI era, it's hardest, much harder to do. Like you need to spend much more time to writing some posts, to answer the questions, to build your own community around your platform. So for businesses right now, I think these businesses who still thinking that SEO is important, they're already losing. So businesses right now, I think they shouldn't leave CEO, but they should be more concentrated about geo engine optimization, because in my opinion, in 5 years we will see completely different like search algorithm for people. So they more like right now Google says that 45% of people start looking something in AI, but in 5 years I will change it. I think it's changed to like 95 probably. So yeah,
Okay.
businesses should start thinking more about geo optimization.
Yes, I see. So you think so companies now have to think about how AI perceives them before users even see them?
Yes, right, correct.
Okay, it's really interesting. Do you think this will happen quickly or gradually? Because you mentioned the 5 years, but how do you see it happening to you?
You know, I see the dynamic how it's changed right now, and this is my opinion about 5 years. So just come from this dynamic what I see right now. So models change really quickly, but the data is mostly like the same. Like even like I had experiment about VeritasLinks. So like ChatGPT doesn't have any experience, any knowledge about my platform. So when I start posting like each day, new post on LinkedIn, new post on Reddit, anywhere like Medium, anywhere, it started recognizing us. Then I just stopped for 2 weeks. I just stopped posting anything, and the dynamic will shows me that ChatGPT again have no experience about my company. So it's just consistent process. You need to like posting everywhere. While with models doesn't have enough data to know about your company, it will never will know. You know, like this is the really hard process. You need to spend much more time to be visible in AI.
Okay, that is a really interesting shift from how we've been traditionally thought about marketing, because
Mhm.
it's like changing at all, and now it's focused on the LLMs and the AI perceptions. So, what are some of the biggest gap you see between how companies describe themselves and how LLMs actually interpret and recommend it?
You know, in my opinion, AI perception is based on what user actually say about your company, not what you talking about. So, for example, I would say like few months after we started VeritasLinks, uh, AI had experience, like have opinion about VeritasLinks, what actually people say, not what I have posting everywhere in internet. So I will see this picture that it's just like the picture AI has about my company is based only about what people say. So yeah, this is the change.
Okay, and in your experience, are companies usually surprised by their perception score with the LLMs?
Say it again.
In your experience, are companies usually surprised when them see their perception score with the LLMs?
Yes. This like I had like I don't know hundreds of meetings with business owners, and when we starting digging into a report, they always was confusing. This is not what we're thinking. This is not what we are. Why it shows something different? And then we started like checking like LM itself in the chat, and they see the different, completely different picture what they had in their minds. You know, yeah, it's
Yeah.
completely different right now. It's really surprising for most of them.
Okay, so even a strong brand can be misunderstood
Yes.
if its online signals aren't aligned with the LLM.
Yes. Correlation between like for example, company has a 10 different services, right? They usually focus on 5 of them, but AI can thinking that this last 5 is more important than this 5 that they usually focus on. So yeah, it's completely different.
Okay. And how do you think companies should measure and improve their AI perception in a reliable way?
I would say they need to build more communities about the niches what they want to promote. So it's like, I don't know, Reddit post, LinkedIn post, probably with discussions. So this is the only like biggest way they need to use right now.
Okay. And are there particular metrics or methods that are most effective?
Uh, Human opinion, yeah. What actually human says, yeah,
Okay, it's interesting.
yeah.
Because I think that people is not thinking so much in the community and in the social media, but they are thinking more in the SEO part.
Yes, you're correct also, but AI doesn't operate the data what you say about your company. It's operate human experience about this company. So this is why I'm saying you need to build a community about or around any niche you want to present.
Okay. And what role do data and digital footprints and narrative consistency play in helping AI systems understand a brand more accurately?
The finger like digital footprint is in my platform. Digital footprint uses to compare what actually, like, we scrub whole SEO data, and then we compare the SEO data with what like SEO data. This is what company, how company want to be presented, right? But AI can be like completely different, have different opinion. And then we compare digital footprint and what AI said. And then we can already have calculate what actually, like,
Okay.
what, where is the gap, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And are there common mistakes companies make in their digital footprint that you see?
Digital footprint, this is not a mistake. This is digital footprint, and this is a SEO.
Okay.
So for SEO, I would say if it's working, it's working, because like Google can prove everything. Ahrefs can prove everything. Like lots of platform who can prove what's wrong with SEO. But we use SEO data just to comparing the what actually company, how company see itself, and how AI see the company. So this is the difference between footprint in SEO and digital footprint in geo analysis.
Okay. And how much of this is about consistency versus the content quality?
Hard question. Let me think. It's oh, sorry, I lose the I lose the needle. Can you repeat?
Sorry. What I see is that small inconsistencies can create a big gaps in the AI perception, right?
This is
And
not the inconsistent. Like, to prove your, like, to improve your geo, you need to do, like, SEO is what you change like once in the month, once in the 6 months, for example. This is not what you change every day. But for geo, you need to do this, I would say, mostly every day.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So it's
it's
really
more about
consistent.
the consistency and not more with the content quality, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, content quality also is like
Both,
important. It's
both
it's
of
al-
them.
it's also important, of course, because, like, as I said, you need to build a community around
Mm,
that. AI can scrub the human opinion. If you have a bad content, nobody will follow you. You will not be able to build the community, right? So you need to do the same, but much more, like, in higher way, I would say.
okay. And I know that you've been mentioning a lot about Geo, but looking ahead, how do you see Geo and AI driving discovery evolving as more users rely on LLMs to make decisions?
I think that when we get AGI, it will change everything.
Yeah.
So there is no more human opinion. So human opinion does matter only right now, when AI just scraping the data and analyze what that the data sees. Yes. But in the future, I would say it will be completely something different. But all geo platforms right now, I think they will be transforming to something like AI perception benchmarking, not just for the brands, but for whole AI like opinions, I would say. Yeah, it
Okay.
will be something
Do you
different.
think GEO will become standard practice for all brands?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I'm 100% sure.
Okay. And what are the biggest challenge companies will face in adapting that GEO part and all these new process?
If AI has like opinion what not the same that you're expecting to have, you will not get your leads, right? So this is the biggest problem.
Okay, this definitely changes the way companies need to think about their online presence and the
Yes,
perception.
yes. They need to, like, as I said, they need to build communities. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's very interesting because actually we are doing this initiative for the research market and the interviews because we want to connect more with our community. As I
Mhm.
mentioned, we have a long community very with 60,000 followers on LinkedIn, but we want to connect more with them, and also because we want to be perceiving in a different way in the LLMs and
Mhm.
search.
Yeah.
So
You
it's very
know,
interesting.
like week yeah, week ago we signed the contract with one of the biggest California network of entrepreneurs. So, and I explained all the stuff for them, and they were so excited. And like people, like, I mean, business owners, they already see the difference that, like, right now Google does, like, it not to matter right now. So this is why we signed this contract, and people will use our platform from this network for a proof to see the difference, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes, and it definitely gives you an advantage over the competitors because with the SEO you are fighting for a click,
Yes.
which to appear first in the search, and with the LLMs and the geo part you mentioned is more easier to catch the attention of the user.
Yes. Right. You're right now. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for
Welcome.
sharing these insights. Anything else you wish more companies understand about AI mediated discovery?
No, I would say people or business owners, they need, like, as I said again, they need to start building community. Community will help them not just only to be visible, it will help them to promote themselves. So this is the way they need to focus right now, I think.
Okay. So again, thank you so much, Andrew,
You're
for
welcome.
sharing these insights. It's fascinating to see the shift from search to AI recommendations,
Mhm.
and really appreciate your time and perspective today. I'm excited to share this with our audience because I know that is a very important topic, and
Okay.
actually it's a problem that many companies and brands have today.